And scene. Mic check. Test 1, 2. Waiting on my mic, so this is what I'm gonna use for now. Welcome to Vin the Kitchen. Vin in the kitchen. This is my cooking show. Do you ever just sit there sometimes and think, I want to eat some burgers, and then you got no beef patties or you got no burger buns? What do? Run out to the grocery store and get them? No way. Sounds like a lot of work. Well, I guess making everything from scratch is more work. We're going to do it anyways. This is a bad intro. I should have wrote this down. Alright, so obviously you're going to need some buns, right? And sure, you could run out to the grocery store and go get them, but they honestly don't taste as good as if you make it yourself. You can either do this the night before, the day of, or even do this a few days before. These buns stay fresh for a pretty long time. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to make some Tang Zong egg buns. Yeah. Alright, so to make Tang Zong, Taeyang, we're going to need our pot. Let's see here. Where's my bread flour? 20 grams, 60 grams, 30 grams. You see, it starts to thicken up. That's about good. It'll thicken a little bit more from the residual heat, but it looks like a Tang Zong to me. Set that aside, let it cool, and then we'll start making our dough. To make our dough, we're gonna need 320 grams, 7 grams of salt, 35 grams of sugar, 9 grams of instant yeast. Whisk the dry ingredients together. 100 grams of water. Pull the mixer. It's a new mixer. I don't really know how to use it yet. A dough hook. We'll add our Taeyang, 1 whole egg, and then just the yolk. We'll need these egg whites for the egg wash later. Fun fact, if you want to soften your butter and you forgot to take it out like a normal person, put it in the microwave 30 seconds at like 30% power. I didn't know microwaves went less power. Pretty mind-blowing to me. Pretty cool. I'll turn this up a little bit. That's annoying. But anyways, our dough is starting to come together. We'll add in our softened butter. Let it rock. It's pretty wet. It's gloopy. Too wet. This is only like the 3rd, 4th time I made buns. I think I keep changing this recipe. Change it from water to milk. I like more chew. It's supposed to have milk. And that's why we learn. Let's add a little bit more flour, and hopefully this comes together. A little more flour. That is too much flour. Way too much flour. Yeah, see, you thought I'd start a YouTube channel about cooking and think I know what I'm doing. Boy, were you mistaken. This is what I get for not paying attention. Alright, I'm going to try to save all this. Leave all this excess flour in here. You don't see this on Instagrams. Let's see if I could save this. Let's knead this together by hand now. And maybe it wasn't too much. Sometimes you just panic. I should be able to save it, I think. Probably panicked because it seems to be okay. Toss it back in, see what happens. So it seems to be okay, I think. You can see, you see light through that, yeah? It's a little lumpy. We have our dough. Because what happens is, take like 3 different recipes and put them together, and one says use 2 yolks. What am I going to do with the whites? And then you realize whites has water content, and then it's too dry if you don't put the whites in, and then you use too much water. And then stuff like this happens. Anyways, let this rest. Give it a nice dough slap. Grease bowl. Toss it in. We will let this rest. Wait till it gets doubled in size. So we're making burgers. We're gonna need some burger meat, obviously. So I got here 800 grams of ground brisket. I'm a pretty cheap person, so when I go buy my meat, buy the whole slabs, cut half of it, some beef brisket, and then kept the other half and grounded it up, froze it, and now I got ground beef. And so we'll prep our meat and get it ready to That's like burger noises. This has already been measured out. 800 grams works to be about a pound. Wait, 2 pounds? General rule of thumb, half a teaspoon of kosher salt per pound of meat, or quarter teaspoon of regular salt. They're kind of smaller, they're denser salts. A teaspoon of kosher salt. We don't want no salty meat, and we don't want no under-seasoned meat. This is the way we know exactly how much we got. Black pepper, and for a lot of burger purists, that would be it. Just some salt and maybe some ground pepper. I really like my garlic powder. About a tablespoon. Onion powder, which I got none left. What else can I put in here? Ooh, chili powder. Put like a teaspoon of that. That's it. Just mix it together. Everything is mixed. And my lighting is terrible. It's just ground beef and some spices. You're gonna let that sit together. Garlic powder rehydrates, chili powder rehydrates, and it makes for a lot more flavorful burgers. Chill that in the fridge and we'll wait till our bread comes back to life. Alright, now our dough has doubled. Beat that down. Guess the dough turned out okay. We're learning. Not bad. Let's weigh this into, make 8 buns with this. Well, 693, so it's gonna need 45, 140, 170, 85. Alright, let's make some balls. How do we do this? First, roll it out. We want to pull from the corners out to the center. What happens here is all the seam is here, but this is pretty smooth. Flip that over and roll. You want to keep your palm or your hand on the table and you roll it to a nice little ball. There you go. Nice cute little ball dough. So there we have 8 buns. Squeeze them down a little bit so when they rise they're not just a tall ball. I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or not, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So you can either wrap this and let it rise here or put it in my fancy oven I have upstairs that proofs these. Probably what I'm gonna do. Proofs these, the right term. We need to proof the bread. What happens is it rises. We'll let this rest for another hour or so till they double in size. Egg wash, bake them. We got some buns. Our buns are proofed. Poke down, it slowly springs back up. That's what you want. Oven's preheated to 350. Supposed to be more. Yikes, yeah, 375. While that gets up there, we'll put an egg wash on this. Luckily, we saved our egg white. Splash of milk. Now what happens if you don't put egg wash? They just look very sad. Let's do one without an egg wash. You could also use some sesame seed, if that's your kind of thing. After you get your egg wash on, it'd be a perfect time. So we'll bake these for 15-ish minutes. Oven's at 375. Alright, so while that's in there, I want some caramelized onions. If you ever look at a recipe and they say it only takes about 5 minutes, they're a gosh darn liar. It takes about 45 minutes. So we're going to start that now, and then if it's done early, then it's done early. So as that's rocking and rolling, takes about half an hour to 45 minutes. You gotta stir it every now and then. Let's see what's in the fridge. Put toppings on our burger. Got some romaine that's at the end of his life. Got my secret black garlic Caesar dressing. Some cheese. Try to use this all up, so we'll make a Caesar dressing kind of burger kind of thing. Let's check these out. I swear they're not usually this giant. Oh well. To see if they're done, you want them at 200 degrees at least. This is reading 208. I guess a little overdone, but whatever. That's cool. Jeez, these are tall. Probably should have put parchment paper. Why we put egg wash, or why we don't put egg wash. No egg wash, and egg wash. Nice, crispy, crusty. Has a nice crust to it, We're going to let those cool till we get the room temp and they'll be ready to use. Just look how tall these are. These don't usually do this. It's the first time they've gone like this. I don't know. I got to figure something out why this happened. This looks normal. And then this looks like, ooh. Got some lard here. This press. Parchment paper. Turn on this fan. How are we going to do this? I'm panicking. Lard. Tallow. Always toast your buns. What are we at? Ooh. This one's got nice color so far. So the key thing is you want it around 500 degree Fahrenheit, because what happens is if you get it at like 600, your oil kind of burns up your seasoning overheats and you lose your seasoning that you work so hard on. So having this is handy because we know exactly where we want to be. 500. Again, this is not the easiest thing to work with. You can just do this in a regular pan. Roll this up into a ball. It might be too big. Take this. I should probably use a spatula. Toss it over here. Get some fries in here. So hot this is. See, it's not hot enough now. It's kind of finicky, right? I haven't used this before like this, so I'm still figuring out the heat. Overheated this many times before and I didn't like that. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, perfect. So, medium high. Look at that. It's a nice color. Here's the thing. These are burgers. Basically, burger, some sauce, not really much to it. Kind of use anything you want. Salad. Some more Parmesan on top, because you can't have enough. And that is it. It's a nice little spread. Yeah. So that's it. That's what it looks like. I don't know. Some fries and some burgers. Make your own buns. Make your own patties. Tastes a lot better than buying those pre-packaged buns and patties. So I want to go upstairs and eat this with my family. They're hungry. I'm hungry. This is too much work to do this YouTube thing. So I guess if you guys don't like this, don't comment or don't subscribe, I'll probably give up on this. And yeah, so I give up on this. I don't have to do this again. See you never.